Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3. And today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was Created by the Otsutsuki clan. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and stay in tune for Anime King and Anime King 2. If you haven't heard about it yet, go ahead and check them out. Link will be down in the description. Yes, I have 3 channels that I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and check out Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. And turn on that bell notification, stay posted, and yeah. Without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode start? The intro. So the last spot we left off, we start off with a rather powerful individual. His name was Momoshiki Otsutsuki. He stepped into a facility of sorts, where he saw a man in a lab coat. The man had similar eyes to him, showing that he was a member of the prestigious Otsutsuki clan. Beings that think themselves as gods basically, and they aim to be perfect. But Momoshiki was really angry, considering that the man lost something. The man had no idea how he lost it. It turns out what he lost was actually the thing that infested Naruto when he was younger. But now Momoshiki was really angry because there was going to be a lot of backlash with them losing that. Well, not him per se, but the man losing that. And he was really pissed off, as he told him that it would be his head if he did not find it. So the doctor got to work. We then skip back to the Elemental Nation. It has been 12 wonderful years. He did not forget the sacrifice that someone made so that he could be here now alive. It was amazing being out in the open, no longer caged or confined, trapped away. It was amazing. As this person was none other than Naruto Namikaze, the people of the village here loved him because he was a son of the 4th Hokage. And he was quite out there, his name as that is. But he never really showed what he can do. His best friend Shikamaru noticed that Naruto was always holding back. He also had another good friend. It was a girl. Her name was Remiel, but Naruto called her Remi. She was a sister of Sasuke Uchiha. Remi on the other hand thought that Naruto was just too nice. Yes, in her opinion he was just too nice, as Ino had a big crush on him and everyone knew that. But it seems like he didn't like her that way. But he did invite her to come, so that she could come at his house with the others, as they celebrate them becoming genins. His mother was there. Her mother was there as well. A lot others were there as well. There had been some problem with the Uchiha clan back in the past, but Minato was able to sit down with Fugaku and sort that out. Not to mention he was able to sign a peace treaty pact with Kumo. They were not allies just. They won't be attacking each other while they're out there in the field, as both men seem to want peace as well. If it was the 3rd Hokage perhaps, the right Hokage would have done something, but Minato was a different man, and he would not try anything stupid. So as of the moment everything was going well, as the kids all graduate to become genins. Well, there was one person that did not like Naruto that much. His name was Inari. For some reason he hated Naruto. He was a Uchiha as well, as Naruto could not understand why. For the longest time he just had a grudge for him. Perhaps it was because Naruto was better than him in the class. He always tried to prove that he was a Uchiha elite. Not even Sasuke was that bad. The day then finally came, as they start to pick, as his sister ended up on a team with Inari. And also Kiba as well, which he didn't like that much. His sister was a rival for Remi, which Naruto had seen from a long time ago, as their sensei was Genma. He was capable, she thought. Itachi also decided to become a genin sensei this year. And he got Sasuke, and Menma, and also Yakumo. Naruto was placed in a team with Shikamaru and Remy, as Ino and a few others were rather frustrated. All the good guys got placed, with the girls that really don't pay attention that much, so the ones that did were really angry. So with that their Jonin Sensei came by. Kakashi was rather early, as Naruto was surprised at that. It turns out that Kushina paid him a visit. As Naruto started to laugh, he found it really funny. So with that, they did the bell test. Kakashi was amazed. Well, they shouldn't be surprised. All three kids were special in their own right, as they came up with a perfect plan. And eventually they got the bell in the end. And they worked as a team, so he passed them all. And from that day forward they became Team 7. But as Naruto was happy, he knew. He had a sinking feeling that his past from his memories would catch up to him, which he really didn't want. He just wanted to live his life. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys staying switch across, so please check out your stuff. So what do you say we begin this new episode? Remember to go ahead and check out Anime King and Anime King 2. And also turn on that bell notifications they posted. But let's get into this new What If Now. Start right away guys. It was another day in Konoha. When they had the time, the Kages went to the mission room and assigned the mission for the newly found Genins and Chonins that came along. Jonins were different cases because they handpicked and select those teams. But mostly the ninjas went to the mission area themselves without the Hokage being there. But Minato liked to be involved, making sure that everyone was getting the right mission and not pushing themselves too much. Besides, Minato was able to do something that most Kage could not. He was able to defeat the greatest enemy, the most terrible, diabolical, wicked, corrupted thing that was ever spawned for a Kage, paperwork, which made Hiruzen really angry. To how much sleepless nights he suffered going through paperwork, and yet Minato was able to do it so quickly. Well, Minato was really fast. Everyone knew that, without even a Harashin, but his brain processed information a lot faster than a normal human. So he was able to read through something and sign it a lot faster. That was one of the main reasons. He heard laughter. As he knew that laughter, it was his son, Naruto. He had a rather peculiar laughter, and he was laughing his ass off. It got Minato thinking, when he was training the kids, using his Harashin for them to catch him. Well, it was just to increase their speed and reaction time. But there was something strange he might have saw. Perhaps he was just not seeing things correctly. Because there was no way but when Naruto was 9 years old, as he was training them how to keep their reaction time up and speed up, he could swear that he saw Naruto looking directly at him. Minato was moving at a speed that no normal Jonin could even follow, so that he could prepare them for anything. He started out fast first to gauge their limits and how quickly they would react, but yet it seems that Naruto was looking directly at him. But he did not do anything about it. But there was no way that he could see him while he was using that speed. He never asked Naruto about it because he thought that maybe it was just a trick of the light and the way his starry eyes glow. Although his eyes were rather unique, as he's never really seen those eyes before in any situation. Up to this point they didn't even know if it was a bloodline or not, because Naruto had shown no other extra ability rather than his normal ninja skills. The door finally opened as he realized why Naruto was laughing, as he saw Remy. She was one of Naruto's good friends, as her face had a few scratch marks on it, and it was the way that she shaped her face, as she seemed really pissed off, while in Naruto's arms was a loving cat. So deep in his thought he almost forgot. My Tora! As the large woman rushed forward, running towards Naruto. The cat crawled into Naruto's shirt as it went around his back. Tora, baby. The wife of the fire daimyo said that she was confused, as she didn't know why her cat wasn't coming to her. Naruto reached around as he hooked the cat by the collar and pulled him up. Hey, what's wrong? He said, as he cradled the cat in his arm. The cat seemed to hiss a bit at him, and then Naruto started to nod like he was understanding the cat. Don't worry, everything's gonna be just fine, he said. As everyone looked at him, was he really talking to the cat? The cat seemed to actually purr. Alright, let me see, said Naruto. The cat then jumped toward his mother, as Tora was grabbed by the fire daimyo and enveloped in her bosom. As Naruto then saw, excuse me, he said. Yes, she said, looking towards Naruto. It seems like you're suffocating him. Her eyes went wide as she looked down, as she pulled him out rather instantly. She started to apologize about 10 times over, as the cat started to purr and lick her face. She thanked them for their service as she left. When Naruto glanced back up, everyone was staring at him. Oh, what's wrong? He said. Were you just talking to the cat? Asked Kakashi. Oh, not really, said Naruto. She seemed like she was in distress, so I saw there was a reason why she was in distress. I guess I'm just in tune with these kind of things, said Naruto. As you can see, she was being stifled. Huh. Seems to me like you were talking to her. Well, have you ever heard of anyone that can talk to a cat, said Naruto, looking towards Shikamaru. Not really, said Shikamaru. As they made their way towards the decks. Another successful mission done. Team 7, said Minato. Alright then, let us get to Hokage-sama. As Remy stepped up. Pardon my intrusion, but can you please allow us to embark on something higher level than this? I am sure that you're capable of seeing that we are far exceeding all of these missions that you have brought us so far. Yeah? Say that to your face, said Naruto, as he started to laugh, causing Shikamaru to chuckle a bit. As Remy turned her glare towards them, they turned their head whistling to the side. As I was saying, I am sure that our sensei can tell you that our teamwork and the way we work together is quite ready to move on to something more better, she said. And no more D ranks. Minato looked towards Kakashi, but before he spoke, Iruka, who was sitting to the side, spoke. You guys have just graduated from the academy. Just 2 months ago. It is not right for you to... As Kakashi interrupted him, Iruka, if you may, I can speak for my team quite well. And they've been ready since a month ago, but I did not want to push anything. And also, Naruto and Shikamaru don't seem like they want to move on that quickly. And Remiel, she was upset, but she never voiced her opinions. I thought that she was waiting to see if I would have been the one to ask, so I was just waiting for her to ask. You're telling me that we were ready a month ago, and you let us suffer through this hell, said Remy as she gave Kakashi a glare. He gave her a smile, while the other two seemed quite content, said Kakashi. Because he's lazy, she said, pointing towards Shikamaru, and he would just think that everything is so troublesome. And as for him, she said, pointing towards Naruto, for some psychotic, sick, twisted reason, he enjoyed doing these D-rank missions. He enjoyed painting fence. He enjoyed picking weeds. And I have no idea how that is even possible. As she took several deep breaths, losing her cool. Well, if your Jonin sensei who can correctly acclimate your skills believe that you're ready, I don't see why not, said Minato. That caused Remy to smile. Finally, something higher than D rank. As Minato went through the listing, this should be suitable, he said. Iruka, can you go and get the client that came? It seems that we found the right team for him. At once, Iruka said. He came back a minute later with a man with a straw hat, who had grey hair and glasses, as he looked like he was quite drunk, judging from the bottle of sake in his hand. Finally, he said, stepping inside. So who are going to be the ones that are going to protect me? Right here, Tezuna-san, said Minato. Huh? These brats? How can these brats protect me? Are you sure that you're even ready to take on their first mission? Look at them. The three kids remained calm despite what he was saying. I assure you, we're ready for this, said Naruto, in a rather calm tone. There's nothing for you to worry about, Tezuna-san, said Kakashi as he stepped forward. I assure you that my team will be more than capable enough to handle this mission. And besides, I will be there. The man sighed in annoyance. Alright, fine. If you believe they can handle it. Kakashi gave the group the mission detail. Afterwards, they made their way off to get packed. Kakashi, said Minato. Kakashi nodded. Minato didn't even have to tell him to keep his eyes open out there. This will be the first time that they embark out of the village. On a mission, that is. But their appearance, and not to mention who exactly he was with. The daughter of the clan head, the son of the clan head, and the son of the Hokage, a missing nin or some other village, would jump at the chance to capture all these students. When Naruto got home, he saw his mother, along with Tsunade, as the both of them seemed to be having lunch. Gato was here as well. When she heard that her baby girl was going to be taking her first C rank, she excused herself. She wanted to speak to her daughter before she go, as this was going to be her first mission out of the village. Kushina on the other hand didn't look too happy. "What's wrong, Mom?" he said. "I know that the others have already taken their C ranks, and they're completely fine," she said. Yes, Naruto knew about that. Despite him not jumping at chance to take a C rank, he knew that the others have already left the village already. But it was nothing too far, it was in Land of Fire. And you're the last one that hasn't taken a C rank. And also you're rather content to take as many D ranks as possible. "I'm gonna be fine," he said. "I know you are," she said. But a mother can't help but worry, as she gave him a kiss on his cheek, before she kissed him on the forehead and hugged him. "Come on, Kushina, stop babying the boy. He will be just fine besides. It's not like you haven't trained him yourself, and Minato and myself as well. Do you really think that he's a pushover?" "Of course he's not, but he's my baby," she said, as she hugged him some more. "You guys are just growing up so fast." As Naruto simply hugged her back, as he didn't help either. Despite his skill and talents, he always preferred to take the calmer and easier way out. Not that he was lazy, but he preferred to allow things to travel by their own smooth process and not rush things. After getting packed and Kushina making sure he had everything that he needed, as everything was sealed away in a scroll, he said his goodbyes as he made his way. Shikamaru spoke to his father and mother Yoshino, who told him to be careful out there. Remy spoke to Mikato, as she was told to be careful as well. The others were out on mission, so he did not get to see them, as Naruto calmly made his way. Arriving, Kakashi was already leaned up on the wall. It seems like he already had his things packed, well, judging by the scroll in his pouch. Well, Naruto wouldn't be too surprised. "Hey, what's the Land of Wave like?" said Naruto, as he glanced towards Kakashi. "Well, it's an ocean-type village, so expect a lot of fishing. Mostly it's gonna smell like fish a lot," said Kakashi. This was not Naruto's first time out of the village. This was his first time out of the village on a mission, but his father was a very influential person. He's been to the Fire Daimyo capital a lot of time before, as he's been introduced to the Fire Daimyo, and not to mention the man's daughter as well. As the others came coming along, so with that the group, after a one check over Kakashi, told them all to move as they made their way. Time skip, while they were traveling with a client, they couldn't move all that fast enough. As they continued to make their way, speaking to the client, the man had become rather docile and calm, as he seemed no longer drunk. Instead he seemed worried, and not to mention Naruto kept on looking at him, as that got the client suspicious, but there was no way in hell that the kid could know. It was then that they came across a puddle. The place was hot and the rain hasn't fallen for quite a while, so the puddle looked rather suspicious. As Shikamaru noticed, Remy noticed as well. Remy glanced towards Naruto and Shikamaru, as each of them gave her a nod, as Kakashi seemed to walk calmly, not really paying attention. The moment they passed it, poof! Two individuals burst out of the puddle, chains latching out and wrapped around Kakashi. Now, as they ripped him apart, neither one of the kids looked surprised. Well, they had eyes, they saw that Kakashi made a substitution in the last moment. And after all, the man was a Jonin. To be caught that easily would be rather stupid. "One down, brother. Yeah, let's take out the bridge builder now." The demon brothers, two missing ninjas from Kira, shot forward. Seeing Naruto in their path, "Get out of our way," said Miyaizo. But Naruto did not move. "Alright, fine, then you die," as he thrust the claw on his hand. But before it could make contact though, two of them were pulled back as a kunai embedded in the center of the chain, stuck into a tree. Naruto did not even flinch. To show how much confidence he had in his teammate, both brothers unlinked the chain before they separated. It was then that she moved as Remy launched a kunai, but he blocked it. She wasted no time and spewed fire from her mouth. Miyaizo jumped away as he landed, only for him to be unable to move. What the hell? The next thing he knew, the butt of a kunai slammed into his skull as he fell unconscious. as Shikamaru trapped him in his shadow. Gozu, on the other hand, reached towards Naruto in a second, his claw hand coming up to slice him as the thing was coated in poison. It was then that something happened around his foot area. The ground itself seemed to shift a bit, causing the man to lose balance, as Naruto knocked the claw away and slammed a vicious punch in his stomach. He keeled over on Naruto's fist, as Naruto hit him in the back of the neck 3 times. As he collapsed, Naruto gently placed him on the ground. Tazuna was shocked. These kids, they were something else. Clapping could be heard as Kakashi appeared back in the center. I see that you 3 weren't surprised. It was a test, wasn't it? To see if you could handle yourself against real opponents, said Remy, as she picked up the body and started to tie him up against a tree. Exactly, said Kakashi. Your teamwork was splendid. Naruto, you trust in your teammates with your life to not even move an inch. Shikamaru, you being there on the correct time to subdue, so that she could deliver the final strike. Having the last brother attention being drawn towards his unconscious brother for Naruto to finish him off. Thanks for the praise, said Naruto, but these are missing names if I'm not mistaken. As he pulled out a book, as he opened it and started to go through it. Yes, the Demon Brothers. Together, they're a full B-rank ninja, but apart, they're C-rank, said Naruto. Yes, it would seem that way, said Kakashi, as he turned towards Tazuna. Explain. About what? Said Tazuna. We don't have time to waste. Tell us what is going on, said Kakashi. This is not what we signed up for. Tazuna lowered his head. Fine, you're right, he said. Please, just let me explain first before you do anything rash. We're listening. He then went on to tell them the truth. Once he was done, we should go, said Naruto. He lied about the mission, said Remy. But you're right. We already accept the mission and to just leave them behind, allowing these people of Wave to suffer under the tyrant rule. Hearing that, Tazuna eyes lit up. What a drag, said Shikamaru. Now we don't know what exactly we should expect. Exactly, said Kakashi. So what do you guys think, he said. His team was quite smart, and they had their heads on their bodies, so he loved to ask for their opinion. But I doubt that Naruto would want to go back home now, despite the mission changing a bit. As he glanced towards Naruto. That's right, said Naruto. While it was rather bad for you to lie, putting us in danger like that, if we were not a capable team, things would have been really bad, but I kind of understand why you did it. I would do anything to protect my family and the ones I love. And I see where you're coming from. Tazuna literally had tears in his eyes as he placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, both of them. As he thanked him, Kakashi looked over his team before he summoned Pakon. Oh hey Pakon, said Naruto. Oh hey there brat, said Pakon. Kakashi, what's up? I need you to deliver something to Hokage for me. Gato was a man of many misfortune and many misdeeds. Ridding him of this world would probably be a good thing to do. So with that, he wrote up something as Pakon made his way back to the village. And Team 7 headed off. They took a boat and then they made their way back to the mainland. As they saw the bridge, it was unfinished, but the thing was massive. Extremely massive. As they continued to walk, the mist is getting thicker and thicker, said Remy, as she glanced around. Kakashi felt something. Something was off. Well, in these early times, the mist is extra thick. And in the night as well. It cleared up about in the evening, said Tazuna, as the group continued to walk. As Shikamaru's eyes were scanning the area, Naruto paused for a moment as he placed his hand on the ground. Something that he learned from his father, a touch sensor. As Kakashi stepped in front of him, so his view would be blocked, Naruto then picked himself back up. Did you find anything? Yeah, said Naruto. The Percy's are distant off, but they're watching us. Their chakra is a lot higher than what the Demon Brothers possess back there. Both of them? Remy said. Yes, both of them included. It's a lot higher. There's also a faint signature, but a distance away, from the first one that I told you guys about. Alright, prepare yourself, said Kakashi. But I want you guys to protect the bridge builder. I will handle this. Alright. As the group continued to walk, Tazuna remaining quiet, as he heard rustling in the bushes. Neither of the members moved as he watched a small rabbit jump out. White fur. It was then that he heard it. Get down! As he tackled, tossing down to the ground as the others ducked. A massive cleaver blade slammed into the tree. The group got back to their feet rather quickly, preparing himself. As they glanced up, Naruto was surprised he saw this guy in the bingo book as well. Zabuza. As Kakashi said it for him, Zabuza Mamakai, Demon of the Mist. Kakashi. Copy Ninja Kakashi. I'm honored to find you here. No wonder why Miyaizo and Gozu never came back. So you're guarding this bridge builder, huh? Well, because of your reputation, let me do you a solid. Allow me to take his head, and I'll leave your team alive. Kakashi reached up and lifted up his headband. I'm afraid I can't do that. Zabuza chuckled. Well, I was hoping that you would say that. I've been itching to fight someone like you. I want to see how that Sharingan of yours work. After all, you're not a real Uchiha, are you? Why don't you come and see for yourself, said Kakashi. Oh, trust me, I'm planning on it. But first, my target. As the man was gone, Naruto turned his gaze before Zabuza even appeared. As Zabuza appeared right in the center and he had to move, his throat almost getting sliced open. It was just because of years of training, years of battle hardening, and the silent killing technique that he was able to dodge. Zabuza flipped away. Shikamaru was shocked, as he couldn't believe that Naruto saw that before he arrived. Remy pulled out her two kunais as she gripped them tightly. Zabuza reached up towards his throat, as he was surprised. Huh. It seems like your breath aren't ordinary. I've never met anyone able to predict my move that easily. As he focused his eyes on Naruto, but Naruto said nothing at all. Your fight is with me. He had to block the kunai that almost severed his spine as he turned towards Kakashi. Oh yeah, how can I forget? As both men started to clash, a few quick moves and a few clones, water clones, Kakashi was knocked away as he cursed. Zabuza appeared water prison jutsu as he trapped Kakashi. Kakashi's eyes went wide. Quick, hurry! Take the bridge builder and go! This is over the moment I got caught! Run away, he shouted! Worried for the sake of his team. Yes, they were strong, but not strong enough to face off against someone like Zabuza of all people. Oh, they're not going anywhere. He created several water clones. Kakashi. The voice of Naruto came out. You were the one that told us that a teammate should not abandon another. After all, that would make them worse than trash. Yeah. After that big speech, you expect us to run away and leave you here, said Remy. As troublesome as this is, they're right, said Shikamaru. We're not just gonna abandon you here for death. Brave kids. But brave people like you always get yourself killed, said Zabuza as his clones rushed forward. Remy stepped forward as she went through hand sign, fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. She released several small fireballs. The clones started to jump and destroy them. Two of them got hit and they were taken down. Shikamaru's shadow lashed out as he captured two of them. As Naruto appeared, wind style, Gale Palm. He thrust out his palm after some hand signs as he blew them away as they reverted back to water, causing a lot of water to splash around. It was then that Naruto could be seen rushing before he leaped. Zabuza smirked, stupid brat, as he pulled back his blade to sever Naruto in half. He then swung, but at the last moment Naruto poofed away, showing that it was a clone. The shuriken behind it was not though. Zabuza had to duck as he leaned his body back at a rather odd angle. He felt rather uncomfortable doing so. As the shuriken passed him, rather than slicing right through his neck, it was shown that it was Remy that threw it. It was then that the shuriken went poof as Naruto appeared. He pulled out another large Puma shuriken as he launched it towards Zabuza. Zabuza leaped over it though, as he smirked, only for Shikamaru's shadow to came up and grab the shadow of the shuriken before twirling it back, shocking Zabuza. He had no choice as he jumped away, freeing Kakashi. As Naruto placed his hand on the water, Shinjutsu, he said. As no one heard him whisper that, Zabuza backed away, as Kakashi was now freed. Alright, let me... Everyone stopped as the water started to rumble beneath them. What the hell? It was then that the water started to suck up into something, confusing all of them. Turning his head, Zabuza was shocked. Behind him stood a massive beast, made from the water itself. The entire lake had dried up and reverted into that beast. It had two large wings on its back. The water had solidified, so strong it was like steel, making up the thing's body. Two glowing, golden eyes. The dragon roared. Kakashi, Naruto move, he said. As Naruto did as he was told, because the thing shot forward where Zabuza was. Zabuza turned and tried to hack the thing to pieces, but its body was hit viciously. The thing then roared once again, releasing tiny water particles that assaulted every inch of him, throwing him back as he slammed right into a tree, breaking through it. Zabuza picked himself up with a groan. The thing then roared to the heavens, shooting a blast of water in the sky. That water seemed to twist and then came back down with such force. Zabuza cried out in pain when it made contact with his body. As a few snapping sounds could be heard, a few of his ribs broken. The golden eyes of the dragon turned towards him as it started to march on the solid ground, its claws digging into it, as it was about to rip him to pieces until a strange mirror appeared behind Zabuza and pulled him inside, before the area was decimated by another water blast. Kakashi stood in front of his students, as he's never seen anything like this before. He could not feel anyone else's chakra, so who was doing this? The thing then turned its golden eyes towards the group, as it growled a bit, before it then went back towards the empty lake and settled down. Its body then broke apart, pulling back the lake. What the hell was that? Said Tazuna as the others were in shock. I have no idea. Kakashi could not explain himself as he didn't understand. What the hell just happened? He's never seen anything like that before. The entire lake, it seemed, just came alive. Calmly walking over, Kakashi dipped his hand in the water, removing his gloves to dip his hand in it. It was just normal water. A Sharingan focused on the water as he could not see any residue of chakra. What the hell just happened? The others looking confused as Shikamaru has never seen anything like that before. Before he glanced toward Naruto's left hand to see a single drop of water hit the ground. As Naruto turned towards him, "Are you alright?" he asked. "Yes, quite fine," said Shikamaru. As the group was speechless, time skip, they returned back to the house. As they had passed through the land of Wave, and Naruto had saw all the people, a lot of them. Most of them just were in rags. Their clothing could barely fit them. They were in bad condition. Tsunami was happy to see the group though. That would be able to protect her father, so they could complete the bridge. Time skip. A furious, pissed off Gato exited the hideout where Zabuza was. That little apprentice of his broke his goddamn arm. The man was pissed off. Zabuza was in a bad state. He was in bed. And now Konoha ninjas were here. Damn it. Well, he had a way of not getting his business involved. If they were Konoha ninja, he would just hire another Konoha ninja to kill them all. He smirked to himself. As he made his way, he had the right person in mind. He has made him work for him a few times before. After all, ninjas are just tools to be used. So with that, he made his way calmly. Time skip, back at the house. As all of them were currently inside, as Tsunami had given them all dinner. She was grateful that they were here risking their life to protect her family. So she was more than grateful enough to give them all dinner, to make sure they were well fed. As they were eating and discussing the possibility of Zabuza returning because he was definitely not dead, someone saved him, and with some strange mirror or something. They didn't know exactly what it was. They were all interrupted though, when Inari slammed both hands on the table. Enough, he said. Stop making plans and thinking that you're actually going to defeat Gato. Because you can't, he yelled at them. It doesn't matter what you plan, what you think is going to happen in the end. He will overpower you all. And you will all die, he said. So why don't you all just go back home? Back to your fancy village, where you live a good happy life. Where you have nothing to worry about. You don't know and you don't understand our pain. Inari, enough! Tsunami yelled. But Inari just glared at all of them. As Naruto pulled back his chair, he then walked around the table. As no one said anything. As he kneeled in front of the crying child. Tears in his eyes already, because of his rage. As his hand came down and placed on the boy's head. You lost someone precious to you, didn't you? Said Naruto. As he glanced up towards the photo, as there was a face that was not exactly in it, it was ripped out. What do you know? Said Inari. You don't understand my pain. Well, I can't really, said Naruto. Yeah? Well then go back home! I'm sorry, I can't do that. You see, your grandfather here needed our protection to stop Gato from doing what he was doing and save your people. And you think you can stop Gato? There's no hope, Inari said. As Naruto looked at him with a smile, Inari was confused. Why was he smiling at him when he was so angry at him? Hope. When you don't have hope, you don't really have anything, you know that, right? What? What are you talking about? I'm sorry about your loss. But, Inari, in order to defeat Gato, I'm gonna need your help. You need my help? Yes, after all. As Naruto poked him on the chest. Hope. You seem to have lost it, thinking that it cannot be done. If you don't desire or think something can be done, well, it can't be done, said Naruto. I said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't understand your pain. I know that you haven't been living a good life so far, because of the turn that has been put on your village. But I assure you, no, I promise you, we here will stop it. My name is Naruto Namikaze. And understand me when I say this. We will not leave you people here to suffer under the reign of Gato anymore. We will save you all. But all I need from you, Inari, is a bit of hope. That's all I'm asking for. If you're able to give me that hope, I can use it to defeat Gato, but without it, as you said, there's no point. If there's no hope, there's nothing that is to fight for. As Inari was still crying, his mind radiated into these words that Naruto was saying. But I promise you, Inari, by the time we're done here, I'll get that smile back on your face and remove that frown, okay? As the child was sniffling at that point, as he looked at Naruto, as more tears started to leak from his eyes. As Naruto pulled him into a hug, as he started to fuss a bit, until he broke down crying. As he cried on Naruto's shoulder, Tsunami was shocked that he was able to give Inari a sense of peace, a sense of mind to actually cry it out, rather than hold it all in. Kazuna had a bright smile on his face, seeing his grandson finally letting it all out. As Kakashi had a smile under his mask. Even Shikamaru had a smile as well. As Remy was happy. Well, that's Naruto for you. It was just something about him. He could talk to you and inspire you. He could make you feel safe in the direst situations. His words were just so... She didn't know what it was, but... Well, as you can see for yourself, this child was filled with nothing but anger and rage, and yet Naruto was able to pick that apart. And now the child was crying on his shoulder. Time skip. Kakashi had already taught him the water walking and the tree walking exercise. So he had them all working on individual skills. Remy, she had fire and lightning. Kakashi had them working on the first phase of their elemental training. These kids were not exactly normal, so he had to bring them towards a special level. He had to put in extra work training them. Well, he didn't really like to work that much, but he was threatened by 3 different women. Mikoto's threat wasn't really a death one, but she was just too calm when she said that he should train her daughter well. Kushina, on the other hand, well, she was worse, and Yoshino, Shikamaru's mother. As Kakashi trembled a bit, the three of them had found him and came to talk to him. So yeah, he had to teach the kids a lot, but they were excelling, really a lot. Shikamaru had a nature for earth, and strangely enough a little bit for water. As that was surprising, Naruto on the other hand had three: wind, fire, and lightning. But something did strange happen. It seems that the paper was confused for a moment there. It would be weird to say a paper was confused, but for a good 1 minute nothing happened even though he pumped chakra into it. It seems like it was determined what his element was, which was rather weird, but it did work though. Kakashi took the bridge builder while he gave the three of them scrolls. And not to mention, he gave them different exercises to work on to control their chakra a lot better. But he gave them each a scroll to have 5 techniques for their different elements, as he wanted them to learn at least one of them on this mission. Zabuza had about a week or so before he was back on his feet from all those injuries, which Kakashi had no idea what happened to him, where that water monster came from. He had got back a letter from Minato, saying that he would send someone to handle the Gato problem. The man was trying to push drugs and some slavery ring inside the line of fire, as Minato did not want that here. And besides, the daimyo was after him for some past dealings and wanted to get rid of the man. But Minato told Kakashi not to worry about it. Their job was to protect the bridge builder and keep him safe. If Gato was show his face and try to do anything to them, well, they should fight back. But he would send a team of envoys to handle Gato. But their main objective now was to protect the bridge builder. At the moment though, as Naruto was currently in a field, as the three of them had separated so that they could train, as they didn't want to clash their different elements. His eyes were closed. The breeze around him was so gentle and calm. Nature was truly a wonderful thing, wasn't it? As golden energy started to seep off his skin, it twirled around him like a bright, beautiful glow. The plants around him started to tremble. The trees started to blow extra hard. The ground started to tremble a bit lightly, before he opened his eyes as they all returned back normal, as someone appeared in the clearing. It was a rather beautiful girl. She had long black hair, dark eyes, as she came over. Seeing him in a weird sitting position, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" she asked. "Oh, just practicing." "What are you doing out here?" he asked. "Oh, I'm collecting some herbs for a friend." "Oh, where are my manners?" "My name is Naruto Namikaze," said Naruto. "Hello, I'm Haku," she said. "Nice to meet you, Haku." "So you're a ninja?" she asked. "Yes, I'm here on a mission." "You shouldn't be out here. This place is festered with Gato's men. Although they don't come this far, there is a chance that they might explore the woods." "Yes, you're probably right about that. But I'm here to help my friend." As Naruto looked in her basket, "Ah, I know those flowers," he said. "Wounds and pain. You know about these herbs?" "Yes," said Naruto. "My mom has a friend who worked at a flower shop, and she knew a lot about flowers, and especially many herbs. Her daughter taught me a lot about herbs as well." "You mind if I help you?" "Well, the help will be appreciated," she said, as Naruto started to help her pick until the basket was full. "Tell me, is there anyone precious to you?" she asked out of the blue. "Precious to me? Actually, yes, a lot. I have a big family, and not to mention people I care for at my village." "How about you?" "Yes. The person I'm trying to heal is the one precious to me." "Well then, I hope you get better." She paused, as she never said he, but she just took it off as a coincidence that he knew that. He then placed a hand on her shoulder, which confused her because a moment ago he was a few feet away from her. She turned towards him slowly. "Yes?" "You seem like a nice person, and I really don't want to hurt you." "What are you talking about?" "Gato is not a good person. The man has done some sick, twisted things. I know that Zabuza is a mercenary." Her eyes narrowed at that. "And not to mention you. Your soul seems so pure and kind, but a bit hurt. So if there's a chance that you can just leave, please do. As she narrowed her gaze, how do you... Don't matter how I know, said Naruto. I don't want to hurt you, okay? She looked into his eyes. You have rather strange eyes, she said. Yes, said Naruto, as he released her shoulder. You know who I am and yet, you put up no resistance to fight me, she asked. As I said, I don't want to hurt you. I'm a rather peaceful person. His face became grim as he said that, as he shook his head. Well, you can go. Please talk to Zabuza. I believe that we can sort this out without fighting. I'm sorry, Naruto, she said, but sometimes there is no other way. As Naruto sighed, I understand. I also understand what it means to be a ninja. As he gave her a nod. You're so thoughtful, so kind. I wish that we wouldn't have to go to blows. But the world is just set up in certain ways. And for that I apologize. Oh, trust me, said Naruto. You don't have to apologize for the world. This whole thing is out of your control. Nothing is what it seems. She was confused by those cryptic words. I must go now, she said. I really hope that we won't have to come to blows. I hope so as well. As she started to walk away, by the way, I'm a boy. As Naruto merely smiled. As she wondered, did he know that she was lying or not? It didn't look that way. Naruto held out his palm when she was gone. As a crystal shard formed in his palm, a small mirror as he started to rotate. It then burst into ice as it swirled around his hand. Haku, he said. As the ice vanished, he then calmly made his way back. Time skip, the rest of the days move off rather quickly. As Kakashi had one of them stay back just in case, Zabuza. And the other one came on the bridge. And then, there was someone sent here by Gato. And today was the day that Naruto was supposed to stay behind, as he was currently playing cards with Inari. When Naruto got up, what's wrong? Inari asked. Stay inside, okay? Wait, what's wrong? Just stay inside, said Naruto. Inari nodded, as he was confused, as Naruto stepped outside. It was then that he saw Tsunami backing away from the two men that were approaching her. Tsunami-san, will you go inside, said Naruto. She looked towards the two brutes with their blades. He gave her a smile. Do not worry, I'll be fine. Once again she felt like he was going to protect them. He had something about him that just calmed someone, anyone around him. The two men simply smirked. Look at this little pipsqueak thinking that he can take us on, as they pulled out their blades. Naruto held up his hand, as a golden energy came out in a spiral. The both of them started to tremble as their bodies seized up, as they were captured. The golden energy swirling around them. Naruto lowered his hand as they were brought down to their knees. As he looked towards their blades, he twirled his other hand as the blades started to bend, before they folded in on themselves, until they snapped to pieces and fell into the lake nearby, sinking down to the bottom. Naruto stepped towards them as they were confused. Why can't I move? As he gripped both of their heads, his eyes went yellow before they returned back to normal. You people really disgust me, said Naruto. How many lives have you ruined? How many people have you hurt? Do you really believe that this would not catch up to you one day? Do you really believe that you deserve to live after all that you have done, said Naruto? Because people like you, or should I say people like us, don't deserve to live, said Naruto. But yet we continue to do that. But I've taken upon myself to remove people like you from this world. People that deserve to die. People that fight for nothing but chaos and destruction. But those who fight because they have to, because they were made to fight, I just don't know. Both men were confused. What are you talking about? Naruto flicked his hand as a gust of air appeared out of nowhere, slamming into the two as it was launching them away. They broke through several trees, creating two clones, as a clone stood by the house. Naruto calmly walked off to the forest. The two men see him coming, they got up as they start to run. "Did I say you could leave?" said Naruto, as the vines from the trees wrapped out and grabbed their limbs, gripping them tightly. Holding out his hand, as a small ball formed, a golden spear. The ball started to twist until it turned into an arrow. Another one formed his other hand, as he pointed towards their face. "No, please don't," he fired them. It teared directly through their skull. Their bodies dropped to the ground. Placing both hands on the ground, the earth itself opened up and devoured their bodies. Their bodies will become soil for the environment. He then glanced up, before he hopped to the tree and started to move off. Meanwhile, troublesome, Shikamaru thought, as he evaded another strike from the lightning blade. The blade was literally made from lightning, electricity. It was a thunder god sword of Konoha that was stolen by this very man. His name was Aoi. Gato made good on his promise as he hired a Konoha ninja, a missing nin, to kill them off. So it would seem like a missing nin versus missing nin. At the moment, Remy was stuck inside of that ice prison over there, and Kakashi was facing off against Zabuza. Luckily, he had Tazuna fall back, but this man was stronger than he thought. He was an A-rank missing nin, and despite Shikamaru's smarts, when it comes towards overwhelming power, as Shikamaru went through handstand Earth style, as he went underground, as Aoi struck the area that he once stood, Aoi smirked before he stabbed his blade underground, as electricity poured out of it, the Thunder God blade ripping apart the earth. Shikamaru burst out, his hands burned and singed. Not a lot, but a bit. Enough to cause him pain though. As Shikamaru panted, Aoi looked towards his leg where the kunai had stuck him earlier as he tore it out. "You think that you can beat me, you brat? If you haven't noticed yet, I am far above you, and there is no way possible that you can defeat me." Shikamaru chuckled a bit. "And what the hell's so funny?" Aoi said as he stood there, holding the Thunder God blade. With this, he was invincible. His mission was to help Zabuza kill these Konoha fools, and then kill Zabuza and bring that woman over there to Gato, as Gato would pay him a lot more for that. But he was fresh, while Zabuza looking rather exhausted already, facing off against Kakashi, so it would be easy. The only minor wound he had was the damn kunai the brat threw in his leg. Although the brat has been able to evade him so far, but it won't last for long. "You thought I was fighting to defeat you," said Shikamaru. "So what the hell are you fighting for?" "Oh, that's quite simple. To stall you." "Stall me? You think any of your friends here can help you? Well then, you're sadly mistaken. Well, it seems I've bought enough time. You took your sweet time getting here. Sorry about that. I ran into a bit of a problem. But you did well. I know this guy. Aoi, Rokusho, A-rank missing ninja. Yet you were able to hold him off. And also protect the client. Don't worry, I have him guarded by a clone. You can rest now." As Aoi frowned at that, "Who the hell do you think you are thinking that you can defeat me?" he said. "And standing there ignoring me. I'll kill you first." He then paused. "Wait. You." As Aoi burst out laughing. "You look just like him. You're the son of the fourth Hokage, aren't you?" "Yes, that's correct." "You have no idea how much you're worth, do you? A lot of village will pay good money for you. So, instead of killing you, I'll take you with me." "You know it's not wise speaking like how you are right now," said Naruto. "What? You just hurt my friend. I need you to speak with such confidence in your tone. If I were you, I would be running." "Running? From you?" As Naruto started to walk forward. "Kid, you have no idea what this is, do you? This is a Thunder Blade. And there is nothing that it cannot slice through, and with this, I am untouchable. I am a god!" As Naruto started to laugh, as he whispered to himself, "I've seen gods before, and you, my friend, are no god." "What was that?" said Aoi. "Oh, never mind," said Naruto, as he glanced towards the ice dome. "Remy, are you okay?" he asked. Remy glanced towards Umiru. Took you long enough to get here. I could use some help. As she pulled out 2 needles out of her arm. Her eyes had changed, as she was now showing off a pair of Sharingan. She would not lose, no matter what. Hey, don't you ignore me, Aoi said as he shot forward. He brought the blade down. As Naruto did not even look at him, Aoi found himself stuck. Trust your teammates, it's a good thing to do, said Naruto, as Aoi could not move. Because if he could, he would have seen the shadow. As Naruto then kicked him right in the arm. The thunder blade flew out of his arm and stabbed right into one of the ice mirrors, tearing directly through it, allowing Remy to see Naruto as Naruto saw her covered in needles. She breathed a sigh of relief. Haku didn't want to fight Naruto. She had to end this now, as she launched another needle rather quickly, Remy taking her eyes off the bat for a split second. She turned, but she was not fast enough. As she blocked the first one though, but the second one that came behind it, it stuck right in her neck. Naruto rushed in as he caught her before she fell. It's okay now, he said. He paused. As Remy's eyes were wide, her Sharingan deactivated, and she was not looking at him. In fact, she looked lifeless. It was then that something happened to Naruto. His eyes looked at her. If he would have paid attention, he would have noticed that she was not dead. Haku had just merely took her out just like how she had took Zabuza out. But the thing was, seeing her lifeless body in his arms, it triggered something that Naruto had kept locked away. A memory. Naruto found himself in a desolate area. There was nothing but bodies. And in his arm, there was a girl. As she was dead, her lifeless eyes looking up at him. He was crying and the entire area was being affected. Storms, tsunamis, earthquakes. That memory brought back so much emotions. No, not again. No, not again, he said, as he kept on repeating that statement. I'm sorry, Haku said, thinking that would stop him from fighting her. But it had to be. Not again, he screamed, as a thunderous blast came from his mouth. A wave of golden energy was like a sonic boom. Haku was sent sail as the mirror exploded. Shikamaru was forced to jump back. As the shards, the ice spring everywhere. Aoi grabbed his blade as he leaped away, slicing and cutting down every shard of mirror that came towards him. As Naruto held on to the body of Remy, if he would have paid attention, he would have noticed that she wasn't dead, but the memory that came to his mind, he started to play this information back to what was actually going on here, thinking that she was now gone, but Remy was not dead. But it triggered something inside of him. All this time he has been preaching peace, trying to show a kinder side because, as he said back there, people like him don't deserve these things, but yet he have it, and now, someone so close to him he was about to lose her. Zabuza and Kakashi stop when they glance up to the sky, as thunder started to boom in the heavens. The place was just bright a moment ago. Golden lightning started to spiral everywhere. The sea below them started to rage. Many screams could be heard because the men that Gato had brought towards the end of the bridge, they were being consumed by the sea and drowned, sucked away. The water was spiraling out of control. The heavens quake, the land tremble as Naruto's starry eyes started to spin. Yes, the star in his eyes literally started to rotate at an impossible rate. His eyes not even focused on the girl in his arms. His eyes were vague and blank because the memory from his past was conflicting with his thoughts at the moment, releasing unusual power that has never been seen in the elemental nation. What the hell is that? Said Zabuza as Aoi jumped away. As the bridge started to crack and break, Gato started to run for his life as the entire bridge was being ripped apart. What's going on? Haku said, as everyone was petrified. Shikamaru had to jump away as the bridge started to break under his feet. As Naruto stood there in mid-air, he was not even falling despite chunks of the bridge started to fall into the water. As he held Remy in his arms, his eyes glancing up to the sky, before they turned as they locked eyes with none other than Momoshiki. But Momoshiki was not actually there. It was in the memory that Naruto was witnessing. It is done. Get back to work, Momoshiki said to him, as Naruto's eyes focused on Aoi, as he was like the representative in his mind, as Naruto was seeing Momoshiki there. After all of this, you made me do this. This is your fault, said Naruto. Aoi stepped back confused, unaware of what the kid was talking about, and how the hell was he just floating there? You're gonna pay, said Naruto, as Aoi started to back away. But guys, to be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next parts and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification to stay posted, but I'm for now, see you guys soon. Peace.